So let's start our discussion with the quotation of the day. Wait, guys. The quotation for the day is: We will fail when we fail to try. See, guys, in your life, never hesitate to try for something, because in this life, you should not let the things to happen automatically. You should try for those things. It's not like you believe in the fate and God and not doing something and not trying for something. Always try to do and try to achieve. Have the perseverance in you, have the passion in you, because you can fail by trying, but you should not fail in trying itself. Okay, guys? So, this is the quotation for the day. This is the yesterday's question. The money multiplier in an economy increases with which one of the following? Option A, increase in the cash ratio, and option B, increase in the statutory liquidity ratio in the banks. Option C, increase in the banking habit of the people. Option D, increase in the population of the country. The answer for this question is option C, increase in the banking habit of the people. Obviously, guys, if the people try to do many transactions by using the bank or by using the phone pay payments like UPI ID payments, so and by using the check type of payments, if the people try to do banking activities, it will enhance the money multiplier. Okay, guys. This is the today's question. In case of which one of the following biogeochemical cycles, the weathering of rocks is the main source of release of nutrient to enter the cycle? Option A, carbon cycle. Option B, nitrogen cycle. Option C, phosphorus cycle. Option D, sulfur cycle. This question is somewhat tricky, guys. You please try to understand the crux of the question and just think over the options and try to give the answer in the comment section. We will give you the answer in tomorrow's discussion. And these are the important articles we are going to discuss today. The first one is artificial intelligence disruptive economic impact. You all know, guys, what is artificial intelligence. In this article, we will look into the importance of artificial intelligence, its positive impact and the negative impact, and the challenges they pose to the future aspects of the world. We will see in the different perspectives. And the second article is women's reproductive autonomy as new catchword. See, in this article, we will see the importance of reproductive and the population education to the women, and we will also see the ways how to ensure the population stability in the world, and we will also see how it empowers the women in the world. And the third article is importance of grassroots governance. You all know, guys, there is political violence going on in the Bengal polls, local polls. So in this news article, they are trying to give the importance of grassroots governance, how it will be important for enhancing the social accountability, transparency in the governance. And the fourth article is the global south. We will see the definition of global south, whether it is the geographical definition or the geopolitical or geo-economic definition. We will also see the trend, how the world is changing as a multipolar world, and how the global south is enhancing its power and perspectives in the political and economic sphere, and how they are empowering themselves. We will see about the global south and their importance in the changing world. And the last article is India pips China as best emerging market. You all know, guys, our India has surpassed the China in in the case of emerging market. They are attracting the more investment than the China. We will see how the ease of doing business in India has enhanced. Okay, guys, without wasting any time, let's move into the first article. Artificial intelligence disruptive economic impact and India check. See, guys, what is artificial intelligence? See, in this, just break the word artificial intelligence. In human, we have the intelligence. This is the natural intelligence. But if we give this kind of cognitive ability to particular machine or computer, then we call it as an artificial intelligence. Where it all started, it started as a automated car, and it started like a self-driving cars, robocops, and the automated factory machines. But where it all moving towards now, these things are moving towards the creation of artificial intelligence, where the machine takes the command and it and it process the command and it will deliver the services according to our command. So the artificial intelligence is it's like a booming sector in the upcoming world. If you see, guys, the machine will do anything. If we give the intelligence to the machines, it will perform all the cognitive tasks like thinking, perceiving, learning, problem solving, and decision making. You all know, guys, recently I have discussed in the previous article about the chat GPT. By using the large language models, we created the chat GPT, which solved the many questions which human cannot solve. And in fact, it created a different perspective in the artificial intelligence. And also there have been ethical debate going on the generative use of artificial intelligence. But even though there is an ethical debate going on, but the positive aspect of artificial intelligence has taken the upper hand. So now all the government in all over the world are trying to invest in the artificial intelligence. What will be the positive effects of artificial intelligence? If you see, guys, it will ultimately affect increases the productivity, and it will also increase the growth of GDP, and it increase the global GDP, and it will ultimately lead to the substantial increase in real per capita income. Actually, in the article, author has tried to give some reports data also, guys. A study by the MIT named the generative artificial intelligence at work. They are saying the artificial intelligence will boost the worker productivity by 14 percentage. This 14 percentage is a very big thing, guys. And also this artificial intelligence will increase the customer satisfaction and increase the employee retention. So these are the positive aspects which the MIT has studied in their report. And the other aspect, I said you, the growth will be impacted by the artificial intelligence. How the growth will be impacted? The PricewaterhouseCoopers, this organization has studied and they gave the report. They are saying it will increase the global GDP by 14 percentage or 15.7 trillion by 2030. And also they are saying a generative artificial intelligence will raise the global GDP by 7% over a 10-year period. See, guys, raising 7% is a very big thing within a short period of time. That is within 10 year itself. So achieving the global GDP 7% growth is a very big thing, but it is possible with the artificial intelligence. And also they are saying this will substantially increase the per capita income for all the workers. Okay, guys, these are the positive effects. See, whenever we have some positive side, ultimately we have some negative aspect also, right? So what are the negative aspects of artificial intelligence? It may affect the employment, guys, because if you see, when we employ the automated machines, automated computers with the good intelligence and better intelligence than the human, then it will ultimately affect the human employment who possess the low skills. In fact, it will reduces the labor share, and also it will reduces the employment and the wages what the company pay for the employers. The artificial intelligence will ultimately affect the labor share along with the employment, and also the wages will get decreased. So, and also it will create the inequality among the workers. Some workers may be well skilled with the artificial intelligence, some workers may not be well skilled with the artificial intelligence. So it will ultimately create a inequality among workers, and it will ultimately create negative impact on the social welfare of the people. And artificial intelligence may intensify the competition and deepen the technological divide among firms. You all know, guys, in India we have different types of firms: micro, small, and medium enterprises. See, we have this kind of hierarchy. So the big companies can easily adopt and acquire the artificial intelligence, but the companies at the lowest strata cannot acquire or cannot accommodate with the artificial intelligence. So this may create a technological divide and barrier among the companies, and it will create a competition and the unfair competition. And also it may displace middle class and white collar jobs. Many people may lose the jobs. What are the opportunities for India? You all know, guys, in our India, the service sector has been growing in a very good manner. So the adoption of artificial intelligence in the call centers and the software industries has increased a lot. So because of this, many people, millions of people have lost their job in the call center area. And also India, we have the very what do you say, cumbersome regulation on the artificial intelligence. So because of the heavy regulation, we are not attracting the more investment in India, and we are also losing many opportunities and the many investment regarding the artificial intelligence. And also the author is saying, if we promote the wait, guys. Studies suggest that greatest economic gains from artificial intelligence will come from China, 26% boost in GDP. They are saying that if China is adopting the artificial intelligence, because of this artificial intelligence adoption, China's GDP will boost by 26 percentage. So it will create a threat or competition for the India, because you know, guys, already we have border issues with the India, border issues with China. So if China economy is growing well, ultimately it will be empowered. India will be lost out if we not focus on the artificial intelligence. So we want to use this as opportunity, and we should overcome the China to acquire and accommodate with the artificial intelligence. Are you all getting me, guys? So these are the opportunities for India. So let's move into the another article. Women's reproductive autonomy has the new catchword. What is this? What is this women's reproductive autonomy? See, guys, recently we have celebrated the World Population Day. In that, we have a theme that is unleashing the power of gender equality, uplifting the voices of women and girls to unlock our world's infinite possibilities. We need to revisit the template for women led development, be it science, technology, agriculture, education, or healthcare. Actually, guys, the theme is from unleashing to the infinite possibilities. What they are saying, to bring the gender equality and to reduce the gender inequality, we need to uplift the voices of women. We want to ensure that women are entering the different field. They are developing in different field, and we are also ensuring our development should be the women centric. We employ women in the science, technology, agriculture, education, healthcare, and every sector. If we involve women development, if we make development as a women centric, it will create a more best aspects of governance, and it will also include the reproductive autonomy at its core. So are you all getting me, guys? To ensure the women centric governance, women centric development, we should give freedom to women, and we should give reproductive autonomy to women to think and take decision regarding their reproductive health. Okay, guys. So, what is the current focus? What the current scenario is going on? Our focus should be on the total fertility rates. Recently, India have achieved the total fertility rates of 2.1, but there is still a many works to be done. So, our current focus is total fertility rate, and also we should ensure that our family and our society and our community and country, every organization or every segment of society should maintain the ideal population size. You all know, guys, we are facing the heavy population burst or population challenge. So, our current focus should be on the total fertility rate and to reduce the population size. And so, we want to ensure the reproductive autonomy of women, and also we want to ensure the family planning services available and accessible to all sections of the society. How we can ensure the population stability, guys? To ensure the population stability, we should ensure the reproductive and sexual health decisions are free of discrimination and coercion and violence. You all know, guys, our society is all about the patriarchal attitude and patriarchal society. Many of the decisions are took by a men head in the family, but if we empower the woman without any discrimination, without any coercion or violence in the family, women should take decision regarding the reproductive and sexual health. And also they are saying we should make the reproductive health and services affordable, acceptable, accessible, and of high quality to all the women in the India. So with this aspect also we can ensure the population stability. And also they are saying the women should take the decision according to their need. They should adopt or they should create or procreate the children. So it is all like we are ensuring the empowerment of women in the reproductive health. If we empower the women in this aspect, ultimately it will ensure the population stability in our country. Uh, In fact, we want to appreciate the India's efforts. India has achieved a lot in this regard because they have expanded the contraceptive aspect. In this basket they included the many products which will be very useful for women, and also it ensured the women's rights and autonomy. Life expectancy at birth has significantly increased in the country over the years. Because of its efforts, India's efforts, life expectancy at birth has been increased. And also, if you see the maternal mortality rate, it has decreased from 254 in 2007 to just 97 in the 2022. Actually, how you calculate the maternal mortality rate? It is the number of women die at the time of giving birth, while comparing to the 1 lakh live births in a year. Okay, guys. So India has done a very good job. So we want to appreciate the India's efforts. Because of India's efforts, our contraceptive basket has been increased, life expectancy has been increased, and also the maternal mortality rate, child mortality has been decreased. Okay, guys. What are the various schemes that India has planned for the family planning in family planning? They ensure the new contraceptive choices. They include the injectable pills, and they introduce the more contraceptives. They ensure the doorstep delivery of condoms and contraceptives through the ration services. They used the scent chrome and the progesterone only pills. So these are the different contraceptive choices which Indian government has made available to their Indian citizens, and also they redesigned the contraceptive packaging to influence the demand of these products, and also they enhanced the compensation scheme for sterilization. Different states have encouraged the people to go for the sterilization. Example, Assam, Gujarat, these states have worked well in the sterilization area, and also they promoted the intrauterine contraceptive devices. Because of these devices availability, many people have opted for the long and short term spacing method. And also we have ensured the home delivery of contraceptives by the ASHA workers and ration shops. And also we increase the male participation and promotion of non-scalpel vasectomy. See guys, in medical term we have two things. One is tubectomy and vasectomy. Tubectomy is for the women, in which we cut and stitch the fallopian tube of the woman. In the vasectomy, in the woman male reproductive system, we cut and stitch the visceral tube. Because of this, we ensure the sterilization. So these are the steps taken by India to ensure the family planning. Okay, guys, and there is a grassroots politics. uh, Grassroots politics is now a high stakes game of violence in the West Bengal. You all know, guys, there has been a huge conflict going on in the West Bengal. Near about 40 people have died in this violence. The author is the author here is trying to give emphasis over the importance of grassroots governance. Why we need the grassroots governance? See, guys, to ensure the social accountability, to ensure the good governance, to ensure the working members in the government are responsible towards the people, we need to have the good grassroots governance. Okay, guys, and also if we have the good grassroots governance, there will be a good information dissemination to all people. People will be well informed. People will take decisions according to their informed informations. So for the information dissemination, we need the good grassroots governance, and also they can play an active role in the sustainable development and environment conservation. Okay, guys, and other thing is proper distribution of funds and resources. So to ensure the financial accountability, also we need the grassroots governance, and also this will decrease the corruption and will ultimately ensure the bottom up approach. See guys, governance in India, we mostly try to follow the up to bottom approach, but by ensuring the grassroots governance, it will pave the way for the up to bottom to up approach. See, in the previous days we used to follow the up to bottom, where the policies will be formulated at the parliament at the highest state level. After that it will try to be improved at the grassroots level. But what will happen if we ensure the grassroots governance? People at the
local level will be consulted according to the consensus, according to the need. We will create the and enact the policies. So after enacting the policies at the higher level, the same policies will be implemented at the local level. So it will create a like feedback loop. So according to ensure the good governance, this grassroots empowerment is very essential. Okay, guys, what will be the way forward? See, in this regard, our second ARC Administrative Reforms Commission has suggested for the citizen-centric governance. Citizen-centric governance is very important because to ensure the democratic way of tackling problems, we need the citizen-centric governance, and also to ensure to ensure the environmental conservation, we need the grassroots governance. Who said this? It is said by the Gargill Committee. Gargill Committee has emphasized on the citizen-centric governance for the environmental conservation. Okay, guys? The global south origin and the significance. You know, guys, in the international relations syllabus, we have the term global south. What does it indicate? Global south is not just a geographical term, but it is a geopolitical term, geo-economic term. Because you see, guys, the global south is not just the southern part of the globe. We have the northern part of the globe and we have the southern part of the globe. The term global south is not indicating just the global south. It indicates the less developed or the developing countries all over the world. It is not only about the global south. It is not the definition of southern region or the southern part of the globe. It is all about the least developed, poor, and well developing countries. So it is not a geographical term. It is a geopolitical geo. It is a mix of political, geopolitical, economic commonalities between the nations. Okay, guys. In fact, the term has been used in multiple times by the our External Affairs Minister Jaishankar ji. He emphasized that polarization has been occurring all over the world. In this case, the global south plays a very important role. Polarization may occur elsewhere. The people who suffer most are the global south. Okay, guys. The term Global South was first used by the Carl Augustus, a political activist in 1969. Actually, it came into prominence after the collapse of Soviet Union and the end of Second World War. Until then, the term widely used was developing nations or the third world countries. You all know, guys, you have heard this word many times, the developing nations and the third world countries, but you have heard this word global south in the recent times only because it got prominence in the recent time only. Before the end of Cold War, we don't have this term global south. Okay, guys. After the end of Cold War only, we got the prominence or importance of the global south. What is this third world countries or developing nation? You all know what is developing nation. Which country? The country who aspire to increase their economic activity, they are developing nation. Who are the third world countries? First, you should understand what is the first world country, second world country, and then the third world country. See, the term was coined by the Alfred Savi in 1952. He said the first world countries are advanced capitalist nations, second world countries are socialist nations led by the Soviet Union, and the third world countries are developing nations, many at the time still under the colonial yoke. You all know, guys, many countries in the world have been subjected under the colonial and imperialist rule. Those countries which is still under the colonial regime, they are the third world countries. Okay, guys? It is geopolitical, not geographical. I already told you this. The global south is not the meaning of geographical area, but it is the geopolitical area. In fact, if you see the globe, our India and China, who consider to be the part of global south, are in the northern part of the globe. So they are clearly indicating that global south is not a geographical term, but a geopolitical term. And also they are saying the global south are the most of the nation who were under the colonial regime, who were subjected under the imperialism. So, which countries are mostly signifying this global south? The African countries are, especially they are indicating they are the global south because they have been under the colonial rule, they have been under the imperialism, and still they are facing the many economic challenges. So They are the best example for the global south. Actually, the dependence theorists would consider this as the west and the rest. West is, we all know, the developed countries, and the rest is this global south. Actually, if you see the if you see the past days, it was like a, but guys, not like the past. Now countries go far beyond than poles when it comes to geopolitics. Global South prefers a multipolar world. It in their best interest. The term third world and underworld. Okay, actually, if you see the global south is indicating the importance of multipolar world. If you see if you see the term third world countries and underdeveloped countries, they are seeming like that countries are economically not well developed. But if you see the global south is like it is not showing any deprivation. If they are not they are not degrading the value of other countries. But if you see these top third countries underdeveloped, these countries are seems to be the degrading term or derogatory term. But if you see the global south, it seems to be a, they are showing global south has a one of the pole in the multipolar world. Are you all getting me, guys? Yes, actually a shift in the wealth can be seen explicitly. Actually, this sentence was given by the World Bank. The trend has been changing now. Global South, it's not only a underdeveloped or the, it's not only a low power or voiceless country. Nowadays, the global power, the global South, the global power of global South has been increasing. They are also giving the example, guys. If you see the recent trend, China is brokering for Iran and Saudi Arabia relation. And if you see the Russian-Ukraine war, Brazil has tried to bring the solution for that war. Actually, the China and Brazil, these are the countries which are part of the global south. So, by giving this example, the author is emphasizing here global south importance has been increasing in the recent times. It has become the clear cut. This century is going to be the Asian century. If you see the past days, it was just a least developed country in the past days. But the global south in nowadays has flexing their muscles in the name of political and economic muscles to maintain their influence in the all over world. So in future, this third world will be very prominent in the global stages. So are you getting me the crux of the global south article, guys? The global south is just here. It's not just a geographical region, it is a geopolitical region. The trend has been changing in the multipolar world. The global south are trying to find their presence in all the international arena and the geopolitical arena. So the geopolitical scenario needs the global south. The global south should be empowered. The global south is not just the regions in the southern part of the world, it is the regions all over the world who are still developing and who are still the poor countries. Okay, guys? The need for strengthening the palliative care in the face of non-communicable disease. What do you mean by palliative care? So we will discuss. What is the context? Why we are getting this article? Actually, recently our government has released the new guidelines of the National Program for Prevention and Control of Non-Communicable Diseases. In this new guideline, they have limited the palliative care to only cancer patients and they leave out the other chronic and the debilitating ailments. See guys, first let's understand what is this palliative care. Palliative care means if someone gets any dreadful disease, for example, you take the TB or cancer. If some person is affected with TB, it will ultimately affect and degrade his or her life. So, we give them the palliative care to reduce the effect of TB in that infected person. So that if by giving the palliative care, we ensure that he lives some peaceful and uh, stressless life. Are you all getting me, guys? See, if someone is affected with TB, he want to ensure he want regular medicine. He want regular medical checkup. He will regularly undergo the mental pressure. So he will be facing the decreasing in his life quality. He will not be in a dignified life. So to ensure him some mental
mental stress-free life, and to ensure the dignified life, we need to give him the palliative care. So this is the palliative care all about. Now, what is the new trend going? Our government has issued a new guidelines in that they ensure the palliative care necessary only for the cancer patient, and they not included the other chronic diseases. So this is the crux of this article. I have already ensured what I had already told you what is the palliative care. Palliative care is the branch of medicine focusing on improving the quality of life and preventing the suffering among those with life limiting illness. By giving the palliative care, we ensure the physical, psychological, spiritual, and the social domains. We try to address these aspects of life, and we ensure the health of the people from the life-limiting diseases like heart failure, kidney failure, and the neurological diseases, cancers. So there are many life-threatening diseases. Whoever possesses the life-threatening diseases, they need the palliative care. So we try to give the palliative care. But recently, the government has given the guideline to ensure the palliative care for the cancer patients, but the government is not showing that much importance to the other chronic diseases. Palliative care in India has largely been available at tertiary healthcare facilities in urban areas. So it is not available in the primary healthcare centers and the secondary healthcare centers. If someone needs the palliative healthcare, they want to move to the urban area, they want to travel a very long distance to access this facility. And it is accessible to only 1 to 2 percentage of the population. Why? Because the availability and the accessibility to the service is very low in India. It is also estimated that 7 out of 10 patients needs a daily palliative care. See, in India we have too many disease burden, especially we have the big burden of non-communicable diseases. These people are in near about out of 10, we need 7 people. 7 people need the palliative care. But because of non-availability and because of non-accessibility, because of skewed supply, our palliative care sector in India is very low. Okay, guys, are you all getting me? See, guys, if someone suffered from the chronic health diseases, they will ultimately, it will ultimately due to the out-of-pocket expenditure for the health services only. So, due to this chronic diseases, near about 55 million people in India are pushed below the poverty line every year due to the health-related expenditure. See guys, over medicalization plays a significant role in this financial burden. If someone suffers from the chronic disease, then they ultimately need the over medicalization. So because of over medicalization, they will be pushed into the more expenditure on the health related ailments. So if they do more expenditure, then ultimately they will be pushed into the poverty line, guys. So this is the scenario in India. So what are the gaps in new guidelines? Why the new guidelines have some lacuna? If you see the global atlas of palliative care in 2020, the need for palliative care was higher for non-cancer illness, but the government is focusing only on the cancer illness. So this is one of the lacuna. And what is the another one? New guidelines mention palliative care in synonym with the just cancer. They are not trying to cover other chronic diseases. So this is creating a problem for other chronic and debilitating conditions. And palliative care services delivery starts only from the district hospital and no mention of home-based care. See guys, if you see the previous guidelines, they try to give the home-based care as a palliative care. But in the new guidelines, they are starting from the district hospital level only. At the primary health centers and at the secondary level centers, we don't have the palliative health care. So here the author is actually indirectly mentioning that we should ensure that palliative health care should be covered in the Ayushman Bharat scheme. We should involve this in the primary health center itself. And overall problem hindering the holistic care. The lack of dedicated budget has prevented the implementation of the program since its inception. You all know guys, India have been spending nearly 3% of its GDP. Wait guys, India has been spending 1.5 percentage of the GDP on health, 3% GDP on the education. So because of non-availability of good fund for the services, the healthcare services, especially the palliative healthcare services, has been
very skewed in India. And also, if you take the experience from the field, they suggest that many medical officers at the primary health centers are not aware of these programs. They not at all aware of the program available to the people. And also, the access to palliative care continues to be the abysmal. See, guys, if you want to give the healthcare in a better way, the accessibility, availability, and affordability should be at the minimal and sustainable rate, because in India, most of the people are middle class people. So we want to ensure all these aspects in the medical care. We should also focus on the children suffering from the chronic diseases, and also we should ensure the pediatric palliative care. These are neglected in the new guidelines. We should ensure that it should also be covered. India picks China as best emerging market for investment. You all know, guys, the reason in the report of ease of doing business, India has jumped a lot in the ranking. And also, the recent report by the Invesco Global Sovereign Asset Management report, they are saying India has taken China as the most attractive market for investing for sovereign funds. See, guys, when one country will attract the more investment, if one country possesses the political stability, if the public order of the nation is very good, if they have the cheap labor, if they have skillful labor, and if they have very good market, if they have resources readily available, if they have transportation and logistic facility, if they have ports, imports and export facility, so all these factors will attract the investment. So, to be honest, India has all these factors. So, India has overtaken the China to attract the more investment. So, the better story for India has been started. We want to ensure our political stability, because political stability will ultimately affect the business stability in India. So, to fast growing demographic, we need the good regulation initiatives, and also we need the friendly environment for the sovereign investors. So if we ensure all these aspects, our India's growth cannot be stopped at any point. Okay, guys? So thank you so much for listening the whole article. If you like the video, please press the like button. If you want to suggest me anything, please do it in the comment section. And don't forget to press the subscribe button. Along with that, touch the bell icon button so that you get all notification whenever we post video from our Baji Rao IAS Academy. So thank you, guys. Have a nice day. Enjoy your day.